everybody, it's Lisa here from Prims on Greenway, and today is Thursday, June 24th, 2021. I am here to do my 12th floss tube. I don't know where the time has gone, but this has been such a fun journey. I just love sharing my projects with you and getting the feedback from you guys. The friendships that have developed are just amazing, and I really appreciate it. The support that you guys have provided is out of this world. So thank you so much. This is just fabulous. So I want to start by mentioning a few people. First person I want to mention is Susan Stanley. Thank you so much, Susan. Yesterday we got on an Instagram phone call, which that was the first time I've ever even done an Instagram phone call. It was a video chat and it was awesome. I was stuck on my quilt and she gave me lots of good advice, and I think I've made my decision on what I'm going to do with that, but I will mention that later on in the floss tube. Secondly, I want to mention a gal named Michelle from Anchorage. She was a winner in Emily C's Duck Derby. Emily C has a floss tube called Eclectic Possessions. If you haven't seen it, you need to jump over there. She's got gobs of floss tubes. She stitches beautiful things. You definitely need to check her out. But most recently, she did a Duck Derby raising money for a children's charity. And I volunteered to be one of the prizes for a drum finish. And Michelle from Anchorage had chosen my my prize, and so I finished a drum for her, and it was beautifully stitched. It was done on Aida. I had never done a drum finish with Aida, but I was very thrilled at the way it came out. I don't have it here to show you, but I did put a picture on my Instagram. My Instagram is exactly the same, Prims on Greenway. There is an underscore between Prims on and on Greenway, but I think if you just type in Prims on Greenway, it will come up. So if you want to see the drum finish, check it out. I do want to mention that she sent me this beautiful little basket from Anchorage, and the name of the maker is Wendy Bags and Creations, and it's handmade, and let me show you. It's kind of a fabric basket. Coloration might be looking a little purple. It's actually a beautiful blue, a very deep, beautiful blue. And I'll bring it a little closer so you can kind of see how beautifully this is put together. Very thrilled with this. She does have a website if you want to check it out, and she has many different sizes. What I've been doing with mine is this is a very old finish. This is a Little House Needleworks with Liberty and Justice for All, so it is a Americana type finish, and so I've had it in the basket along with a couple of my strawberries. Let's see if I can kind of get them in there for you to see. I have 2 red strawberries and a blue strawberry. I know real strawberries aren't blue, but you know how that goes. And then I threw in there a little kind of rusty star, and so I've had kind of a little display going with this cute little basket. So there you go. That's what I've been doing with it, and I just love it. So thank you so much, Michelle. That was so nice of you to send that along, and she said she was thrilled with the drum finish, so that made me really happy. So there you go. Next person I'd like to mention is Hazel. Hazel Anderson owns Foxglove and Lace. She does hand-dyed linens, and recently she has tried her hand at hand-dyed wools, and she sent me some to trial. And you know what? I have a ton of things on my desk here, and of course I didn't put the wool up here. So hang tight for just a second because it's just behind me. I'm going to grab it so I can show you guys how awesome this wool is. Here it is. Here it is, guys. I have it. So, so let me show you. I don't know if the colors are going to come through or not, but here is the packet of wool. And This is kind of a dusty purple color. She hand dyed all these. Here's kind of a brown greenish. This is more of a kind of a dusty turquoise. Here's like a lilac-y color. Here's a deep, deep purple. This one is kind of a, I'd say like a thyme, you know, the dried thyme. It looks a lot like that. This is kind of almost a little bit of a gold tinge. Some beautiful kind of grayish color. Here's another green, maybe army green or khaki green. And this looks more like a sage maybe. I know the colors aren't coming through, but it's got a beautiful thick feel to it. I really can't wait to use it. And I want to thank Hazel so much for sending this. This was absolutely awesome. And I can't believe I also don't have in front of me the beautiful piece of linen she sent me, hand-dyed linen. Oh gosh, hold on one more second and let me grab it because I really want you to see it. I think I just have it here on top. Yes, I do. I just have it right here. I should have had it ready. Sorry, guys. So let's show you. First, she sent this adorable little card. Gotta love it. And this is 38 count aged paper, and I know probably the color is not going to come through very well to you guys, but let me try opening it up. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Look at this huge piece. Holy guacamole. That is amazing. So you know what I have on my mind already, and this will play into something I'm going to show you a bit later, but this year has been my year of blackbird. I've been doing a lot of blackbirds, mainly small and medium, I guess. I haven't done anything big this year, but I am thinking about my January start already, 6 months in advance, and I thought, oh my gosh, this would be a perfect linen for a beautiful sampler. And I have a few floating around in my head, but I'm not committing to anything right now. We'll see as the time comes closer, but this aged paper is out of this world. Again, foxglove and lace. Thank you, Hazel. You are fabulous. You are fabulous. Okay, next person I want to mention is my friend Bonnie, Log Cabin Stitcher. Bonnie and I have been doing a wool along. We started early June. We want it to be an ongoing project. I have to say that I'm still working on my my wool sampler, which I will show you. The past couple weeks, I've caught up with adulting, I call it. Work, home, all that kind of jazz. I'm not going to go into it. My crafty time has really been cut into. So I haven't done a whole lot, unfortunately, with my wool. But don't you worry. I'm still going to be trucking along. One thing I want to say is thank you to all of those people who have given it a try. There are several people who've never done it who now love it. And that makes me so happy that I've introduced a new needle art to some stitchers. And also, thank you to all those people who have posted on the hashtag WoolAlongFriends. Even if you're not doing any wool or you're not super interested, you might want to just check out the hashtag WoolAlongFriends because there are so many beautiful things on there. It'd just be an enjoyable 10 minutes to scroll through all the beautiful wool projects. So check it out and thank you. And please keep posting. Please keep posting. I am going to get back to my wool and I'll show you where I am with my sampler in a minute. The last person I want to say thank you to is my friend Amy Jepson. She is on Instagram and she has a beautiful page, so please check her out. She's a beautiful stitcher, and she sent along some wonderful stitchy kindness that I want to show you. First was this beautiful card, and I just love it. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I love those old-fashioned paintings. They are just amazing. Amazing. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you, Amy. And look at these two beautiful kits. They are from the Quilt Merchant. And the Quilt Merchant does have a website with lots of beautiful things, wool and quilting. This first one is called Dove Ornament. And it is a full kit. Isn't that the cutest? I'm sure this would stitch up pretty quick. And then the second is an eagle wool ornament, very patriotic, and I think that would stitch up really quick. And this is a full kit. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. In addition, can you believe there's more? In addition, this iron star, I just love it. Look at the color on that. This is so prim. It's absolutely adorable. Love it. And it's very heavy. It's got a heft to it. And then look at these little needle felted acorns. Are these not the greatest or what? Look at those. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. So Amy, thank you so much. Everything is just beautiful. These are all going in my my crafty area of this room so that I can see them every day, and they can be my companions as I craft along. So thank you, Amy. That's awesome, and I can't wait to put together these ornaments. Okay, so the next, well, first I'd like to say that I always like to look for a little quote that kind of reflects what my Flosstube is about. And the one I chose, I found online, is "A sweet friendship refreshes the soul." And that's exactly how I feel this past week or two. Just being in touch with all these people is just so uplifting, particularly in this time of COVID. I know, I'm hoping we're kind of coming out of it, but these friendships are so cherished, truly. I have a couple stitchy friends kind of in my area. Often, you know, lives, we can't get together much because we're all busy. But I just so appreciate the friendships that I've made. So thank you so much, guys. So I do want to move on to my whips. The first thing I'm going to start with is I had a visit to a store that's probably about an hour and a half from where I live. And the past 2 weekends we've had family weddings, and on my way back from the first one, I decided to stop at the store that I have been to before, but not in a very long time, probably 3 years at least. And this store is a wool store and a quilting store. And it is in Brockport, New York, which is north of Rochester. And I got talking with the owner. I'm embarrassed to say I do not know her name, but she was extremely friendly. And I told her I am going to come back sometime this summer, and I would love to do a shop tour. And she was all about it. She says, definitely come back and do a shop tour. So I'm going to do that. The name of the shop is called Country Treasures. And she does have an online presence, and her shop is adorable. So I will be doing a walkthrough at some point this summer, I promise. But while I was there, the first thing I said to her is, I said, do you happen to have any Maggie Bononomy books? And she says, geez, she said, I think I might have one in the back. Let me go look. She goes in the back, she comes out. Guess what she had in her hand? Okay, Laura, I had a heart attack and a hernia right there in that shop, My absolute favorite book that I've already done a few projects out of, and my sampler is out of, is Another Place and Time. This book, I know I've looked for it online, and my other awesome friend, Kathy Anderson, was so nice to borrow me this book, and I have since sent it back to her and thanked her so much for sending it in the mail so I could get started on some projects. But she had this book, and online, I know when I was looking at it a long time ago, it was going upwards of $100, give or take. And I did tell that to this lady. I was honest. I said, listen, do you know this is out of print? Do you know this is going for this much online? And she was so sweet and said, well, I guess this is your lucky day because I have one more left, and you can have it for, you know, the stand price, which I don't even remember what it was, $25 $25, I think, something like that. So I got my own copy of Another Place in Time. So I'm going to tell you guys, don't be afraid if you're in a quilt shop or a wool shop. Just ask, do you have any, whatever book you're looking for, do you happen to have it? Because sometimes they do way in the back that they'd had previously and they never sold, and you can get it for the regular price. So please ask, or maybe even call around. You never know what you're going to find. So here it is, Another Place in Time. And here is my wool project that I'm stitching out of there. It's called Maggie's Wool Sampler. I have shown it before. Last time I talked about it, I was debating whether I was going to continue it on the utility fabric, and I have decided to continue it. This gal at the shop told me one of the problems I was having is that I couldn't get my pieces to stick. I had used heat and bond, and they weren't sticking to the utility fabric, and she said you have to use steam. So I steamed it up and they stuck fine, and that made things easier. Now, getting through the utility fabric at times is a little tough, but really once I got going with it, it really wasn't that bad. So I think it was more that I really don't like pinning the wool pieces. It's just not what I prefer. I like them to be solidly on the fabric so I can just stitch around quickly. So again, I have it on the floor. Hang tight. Let me grab it. And this is where I am with this project. There we are. There we are. So I got my 2 urns in place. I've got a good start on those flowers. Got my bird in my house, and I'm getting there. And just above that will be the set of numbers, and then it'll be all the letters. So slowly but surely, and I hate to say slowly, really this does go very quickly. The only reason I don't have a lot done, as I said, I've been super busy with all sorts of other things, and I just haven't gotten the chance to sit down. But if I get some time to sit down and do it, it goes very quickly, truly, and I am enjoying it, and I can't wait till it's done. I want to get it finished. I've told you before, I like to finish projects. I am a product stitcher for sure. I want that final product. So, okay, that is whip number 1. Okay, whip number 2 is my cross-stitching whip. Okay, guys, I am so unprepared today. Holy guacamole. I do not have my whip with me. All right. Hang on one second. Oh my goodness. Is this what happens when you get old? Holy moly, my brain is gone. Hold on one second. I know it's right around the corner. Give me a minute, guys. I think it's over here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I located it. Oh my gosh. I'm so embarrassed. I had to go all the way down to my kitchen to get this. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry, guys. So this is a grandmother's garden, and this is out of the book by Blackbird, Tending the Garden. And I have shown this before. It's a beautiful stitch, and I am coming right along. So here it is. Here's the finished grandmother's garden. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is 164 by 97. And here is mine. I am, got black thread here hanging. Sorry about the black thread hanging. I've been working on the roof. Okay, here we are. So I am getting there. I am getting there. I think I didn't start this in the center like I normally do because it's shifted that way and it's going to go close to the edge. So I might have to put a piece of fabric over there so that I can get it in my Q-snap so I can actually stitch over. I think it needs to go over just a little more, maybe 10 more stitches. So it's going to be close to that edge. But I do love it. I do love it. It's a beautiful Blackbird design, and it's coming along. You know, when you look at these projects, you say, geez, I'll just stitch that up real quick. there's a lot of stitching in there. I still have a long ways to go. I still have this whole, you know, viney section, and I have part of a butterfly in there. There's, I think, 2 or 3 huge butterflies over here. I haven't even finished the roof, and there's a hill to be done. So there is still a lot of stitching going on here, but again, I'm a product stitcher. I want to see this done, so I'm plodding away on it, and I will keep you updated. But it is a beautiful pattern. Truly, if anybody wants to do it, it's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. So there you go. That is whip number 2. Okay, whip number 3, I do have right next to me. Thank goodness. This is the quilt that I've been working on. As you know, I'm a brand new quilter. I had gotten this book from my sister-in-law's mother-in-law. It was a old Jelly Roll quilt. I picked one out and said, oh, this one looks cute. Let me give it a try. And I have gotten to a point that I think I'm going to stop. There's supposed to be one more border row, but the way the directions are written are very strange. And that's why I contacted Susan Stanley, who's a longtime quilter. She agreed. She thinks there's something fishy about these last set of directions for the border. So I think at this point, I'm going to just leave it as is with one simple border. I'm going to have it quilted, I think, by my local quilt shop. By local, I mean, it's probably about a half an hour drive. It's up in Utica, New York, and it's called Tiger Lily Quilt Shop. I know this is not a quilting channel, but if there's anybody out there interested in a walkthrough of Tiger Lily, let me know. I haven't asked their permission yet, but if there's an interest, I would ask them if they would allow me to do a walkthrough. It is a small shop, but it is very cute. They have a very small wool section also, and lots of books, truly a lot of books in there. So yeah, let me know if you want me to do a walkthrough. But I think I'm probably going to end up having it quilted there. They also said that they can do piecing of the back, which, I don't know, they told me it was a small fee out of $7 or something. $5. To me, that's worth it. As a new quilter, go ahead and piece the back. That would be awesome. I think it's going to end up just being one seam that's going to need to be put in there. It's a small quilt, but I'm going to try to show you guys. I have it right here next to me. Let me just move this bag over that I ran down to the kitchen to get, and let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, I have it right here, and I'm gonna kind of move back here so that I can show you. So here it is. This is done with French General La Rose Rouge Jelly Roll, and then I just used like a cream color Moda to complement the red. And these are pinwheels, and then the border is kind of different Jelly Roll strips kind of put together just to go around. And then, you know, obviously I'll have to do a binding once it's quilted. It is not perfect. If you remember, my blocks were not all the same size, so I did end up cutting them down to be the same size. They were supposed to be 16 inches. My smallest one was 15 3/4. So they are all 15 3/4, so I was off a 1/4 inch somewhere, and oh well, what are you going to do? Oops, I'm not doing a good job, am I? There we go. There we go. Now you can see that bottom pinwheel. You can see that the corner pinwheel is not correct because there's supposed to be 3 dark red in the center, and I did that one wrong. But live and learn, live and learn. That is how we go. And here we go. I also asked Susan, you know, I should have wrote this down. I do want to put on the back of the quilt, once I get it bound, I do want to put some writing on it. This is going to be a gift from my elderly mom, and she told me the name of a pen, and I didn't write it down. I think it starts with a P. Susan, did you say Puma or Pumbaa? Or something along those lines. But I want to get that permanent pen and put something on the back there. So, Susan, if you watch this, leave it in the comments if you don't mind. Or if somebody else knows what she was referring to, that would be awesome. Because I'm clueless. Again, new quilter. So, what's going to be my next quilting project? Well, gosh, I am so excited. I'm sure you all know Lori Textilist. She is going to be doing this awesome quilt series for applique. and she's going to be introducing many different ways of doing applique. You know, I'm all on board. Again, I'm not committing, but I have to say I was looking through my Blackbird book because it's going to be Blackbird. I think she's focusing on Blackbird, and she was saying, yeah, maybe you should do one block, you know, instead of delving into a full quilt, just to kind of test drive it. And so I was looking through this book thinking, is there a block here that I would like? And I have to say, I love all the blocks in here, but I'm thinking about possibly doing this block. Isn't that the cutest? I love that block. I love those flowers. And of course, she said Blackbird design fabrics would be very hard to find, but I'm thinking if I take this, you know, obviously you can do it in any colorway. I actually kind of like this red colorway. I am really just loving red lately. I don't know. So I love the red colorway. For people who love browns, they also show in a brown colorway. But obviously you can do whatever you want. So maybe just taking the book with me to a shop and picking some fabrics. I might give it a whirl and see how we go. But I have to say, when I was up at the store in Brockport, Country Treasures, they put out their own little pattern for a little table runner. And actually it was a kit. It only cost $9.95 for the full kit. And it looks fairly simple. I'm hoping it's a beginner kind of thing, because I think that pinwheel was a little more advanced than a beginner type thing. So I may give this a try for my next actual quilting project. And I'm thinking I might do a block to try this whole applique thing, because I love a wool applique. So why wouldn't I love fabric applique? I will. I know I will. So so there you go. Those are my thoughts on that. What's next? I did post on my Instagram that I recently went to an estate sale. I love estate sales. And I picked up, you know, those old-fashioned handkerchiefs that have some thread work on them, not necessarily hand done, probably machine done. And I picked up 3 of them for $1, so basically paid 33 cents for each. And I took one of them and I decided to make one of those little triangle pillows. Do you remember I showed you last time? I have one right here. This was from one of Maggie Bonanami's books, and it's you know, it's done in wool applique, this little triangle pillow. They're very easy to put together. And I said, well, I'm going to take that handkerchief and make it into a triangle pillow. And I stuffed it with walnut shells. And here it is. And I love how it came out. You know, the scallop border was already on there. And so you just stitch around, you fill it, and then you hand stitch this end to it. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And the other thing I bought there for $1, and I don't know if they're real, but I just love the color of them, is these pearls. They kind of have an aged yellowish color. They've got some heft to it. If anybody knows how you tell if a pair of pearls is just plastic or real, let me know. But I put them all in this display. Again, I put this on my Instagram. Of course, right now it's not going to look super great, but you kind of get the idea that I had this on a display on an old plate that I must have got at an estate sale at some point, and some buttons. And I have to say the picture came out great. I think I was trying to imitate the Blackbird ladies, and I loved it. It came out awesome. So there's another idea for you to give a try to. And I have several things, and I am so afraid that this is going to cut off on me because I'm getting to 30 minutes. So maybe what I'll do, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to make this a part A and a part B, just because I don't want it to cut off. I have something really special to show you guys, and I want it to give it its just due. So I'm hoping that you'll come back and watch part B, but I'm going to say sayonara for now, and I'm gonna film separately and see if I can do a part B. Okay, guys, see you in a little bit.